So in terms of what's happening on the channel, what's been happening on the channel, I made a video a while back calling it I'm getting a bit complacent. The video was about me basically thinking things were going too well, and I wanted to basically change things up, just so I could challenge the way I create stuff on this channel now. And I created Calvin Talks, and I did the Calvicade, where I did review shows, and also a series where I talk about video games. The funny thing is, though, with Calvin Talks is that I talk about video games in every single Let's Play video. I found that yesterday when I was editing the Resident Evil 4 Part 6, that I was talking about other video games like I would in Calvin Talks, so I feel like it was kind of a failed experiment with that show. The Calvicade is fun to make, but it takes so much time, especially when I'm going back to college. It's insane, the amount of time it takes up. Not that I didn't find it fun, but again, I feel like I was also like a failed experiment. Also, there's a couple of series that people have been asking about over the past while. Twilight Princess was asked about, and I did continue that, and the last episode will be uploaded pretty soon. It's gonna be like a 3-hour episode. It's gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be the longest video I've ever uploaded. It's gonna be the longest video I ever recorded. But it's gonna be a 3-hour episode for the final episode. I think it kind of deserves that final series, the final episode, because it's the longest series on my channel officially as of part 35. Before that, it was Ocarina of Time who held that award, I guess. People also asked about Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 5 was a thing that I would rather play in my personal time. I love Resident Evil 5 quite a bit, and it was one of those games that, like, under pressure, especially with the aiming in that game, it was pretty hard to play. But on my own, I found it so much more fun. So that's just what's to do with that series. I'm explaining what happened to the series because I feel like there's a few series I just don't finish and then just leave them to the wayside. Walking Dead Michonne was the thing that I did right before I went into hospital for surgery. When I came out of the hospital for surgery, I just forgot about it, never played it. I might play it in the future on Twitch, but that'll be it. Oh yeah, that's something I have to talk about pretty quickly as well. But yeah, so that's what's happened to those series. Twilight Princess is still happening. Majora's Mask is still happening. It's gonna happen eventually. I'm probably gonna stream that as well and upload all the VODs, the VODs to YouTube. But like, it just so happens that with some series I just don't feel it anymore, and there's gonna happen that couple of months, or over a course of a month, where I just start a load of games and don't finish them because it feels like I'm trying to throw stuff at a wall and see what sticks. And I say that a lot, but I feel like it's true. I feel like you kind of have to do that at some points if you want to find a series that you like playing, because the most important part is if I don't like playing the game, I won't continue playing it. That's what happened with Shadwen. Shadwen was a fun game, but I didn't like playing it, so I just discontinued it in an instant. I didn't say anything, I just stopped it, and it just became less fun. It just became less fun for me, so that was probably one of the main reasons why I just stopped playing it. I'm fixing my hair because in the last episode, you might know some edits. My hair was terrible. It was funny, it was like comical how bad it was. But yeah, that's pretty much what's been happening in the past on the channel. Coming up on the channel, I'm going to be playing a lot of games that are coming out in the fall season. Not all of them. I'm going to be smart about my money. That's last year I bought like everything because I wanted to, and this year, since I'm going back into college, I'm going to be a little bit smarter. One of the things I'm going to buy, which is coming up pretty soon, and one of the things I'm going to play is one of the Dead Rising games that are coming out on PlayStation 4. But I want you guys to decide what Dead Rising game. I want you guys to decide which Dead Rising game should I play. Should it be Dead Rising 1, Dead Rising 2, or Dead Rising 2 off the record? I'm leaning towards Dead Rising 2, because it's the one I feel like less people are going to play, because a lot of people are going to play off the record, a lot of people are going to play 1. But I know, I think those games are absolutely amazing, and it's been a while since I played them, so I think it'd be a really good idea to actually play them, or at least stream them, or do something like that. After that, I'm going to be playing a World of Final Fantasy. It's a game I'm so excited about. I'm going to be buying it on the Vita and the PS4 because I want to play a playthrough on the Vita as well. Also, The Last Guardian. The Last Guardian is a game I really, really want to play. I don't know if it will be my first playthrough on the channel. I know that that's kind of the point of it. Everyone wants to see people's first reactions of that game, but I don't think that I can do that in all good consciousness, because it's a game series that I love. The director of that game is my favorite director of all time. I don't think in all good consciousness I could actually play it and have my heart in it, because I want to play that game all in one day. I'm gonna be starting that game at 9 a.m. I'm gonna be finishing it. I'm gonna guess it's a 6-hour game. That's my guess. It's you know, he always goes for quality, not quantity. I'm gonna guess it's like a 6-hour game, so I'm gonna start it at around 9, finish it around 3 or 4, and I'm probably gonna play it again that day. So that's probably why I'm not gonna just play it on the channel. I probably won't upload a full Let's Play of it unless people want me to do it, but I might be playing Destiny: The Rise of Iron because it's the only first-person shooter I've actually been invested in for the past while. I've never actually paid that much into a first-person shooter, but I did with this. I have spent around 150 euro on it so far, and which isn't a lot in fairness to them. I paid an original 60 for the game. I then paid the expansions, which is 40, and then Taken King, which is another 40, and so yeah, it's I basically I paid more because I just pre-ordered. So it's 170. I pre-ordered The Rise of Iron already, because I want to play it really badly. You shouldn't pre-order though; it's very bad. I'm just very stupid. I'm only gonna blame myself if it's bad and I pre-ordered it. So that's just simple as. I'm only gonna blame myself about it. Also, I want to play South Park: The Fractured Butthole. I missed out playing Stick of Truth, which I'm gonna play eventually, but I want to play The Fractured Butthole because they look amazing. If you pre-order The Fractured Butthole, you get Stick of Truth on PlayStation 4. That might be a good idea to do that, so I can play both games and play them both in full. I played Stick of Truth like halfway through, and something happened at the time. I forget what it was. It might have been school, it might have been college, but I just I stopped playing. But to me, that game was absolutely amazing, and it deserves all the props in the world for the stuff it does. And lastly, I looked through my comments section in the video manager part of my YouTube channel last night, and the most requested game that I've had since about a year and a half ago was the Wind Waker. No matter what I play Majora's Mask. People still say you should play Wind Waker. I play Ocarina of Time, people say you should play Wind Waker. I play Twilight Princess, people say like you should play Wind Waker. Same with Majora's Mask, you should play Wind Waker. Link to the Past, you should play Wind Waker. Obviously this is a game that people love, and it's a cheap enough game. Jesus Christ, it's 20 goddamn euro now. I could buy it tomorrow, and I probably will. But Wind Waker will happen this year. I think it kind of has to at this point, because I actually like... I love the Zelda series, but the problem is I still prefer the 2D versions of the games, which is something that a lot of people probably don't get. I love Link Between Worlds. I really like Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess has become one of my favorite games. It's the first 3D Zelda which I actually am in love with. It's the first like big console Zelda I'm actually been in love with, and I've played 3 so far. And in fairness, I'm in love with Ocarina of Time, but for different reasons. I'm in love with Twilight Princess just in every single aspect of the game. And that's just it. Like, it's just one of my favorite Zelda games. So, that's pretty much what's going to be happening. But, there will be also 2 new shows that I want to do that I'm going to be talking about at a later date in another video. But they have to do with an anime. That's right. And they also have to do with the thing I did last week, which I already did it, so I can just talk about now. That was a bit direct, is about what's called. This week I'm going to be doing the PlayStation meeting. Next week I'm just going to be doing trailers. I feel like it's just a fun thing to do in lieu of doing the Cavalcade. People like the Cavalcade, don't get me wrong. It's just that I feel like the review show and that was a bit direct is more fun to make. And I'm going for fun over, you know, making something that just like people just want to watch. Because I feel like that's... If I just do the stuff that people want to watch, I'm not going to have as much fun. And I feel like that comes through on the camera. Now that that's pretty much out of the way, I'm going to talk about what I've been doing this week. What I've been doing this week is I've been playing SteamWorld Dig, which is a game that I just bought. That game it reminds me a lot of Salt and Sanctuary, or should I say Salt and Sanctuary now reminds me a lot of SteamWorld Dig. It's a game that, like, it's so simple. You just go down, you mine, you get upgrades, and you kill enemies, and you get, you know, different... I wish I could say more. That's what it is. You build your town of people who sell you shit, and you level up. I don't know how to describe about people actually playing it. I've been playing a lot of stuff on the 3DS lately, and that's one of the things that I actually just want another one of the games. And SteamWorld Heist is a game that people are like, you should play. And I might play it on the channel because the Wii U Selects version is coming out pretty soon, so that might be a good idea to actually play. But you can also just download it on the store, so that might be a fun game to play or stream. I have not been watching as much TV shows this week for some reason. A lot of content creators that I like have started doing stuff. As I said, Epic Name Bro started doing a Twitch channel, which is fantastic. He deserves every bit of every follower he gets. Like people like Easy Allies have been releasing podcasts left, right, and center. Funhouse have released like 2 new shows, and it's like I kind of like to watch that stuff, and then when I have nothing to watch, I usually turn to like a new show, and I watch that for a while, and then all of a sudden it gets interrupted again by some great content creators that are on YouTube. And I hate the word content, but I keep saying it. In terms of the channel, I feel like I've talked about it already, so I don't think there's much more to talk about. What I can say is, guys, the question of this week is, should I play Dead Rising 1, 2, or off the record? And also, what games are you excited for this fall? Like, what games are you going to play? Like, are you going to, like, play no games? Are you going to buy any games? What games are you getting for Christmas? What games are you getting for your birthday? What games are you getting off a friend, off a girlfriend, off a boyfriend, off anybody? What games are you getting? And I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for indulging me in this episode. It wasn't as fun as last week's episode, but I hope that it was still probably a little bit interesting. But I feel like this was just kind of like the maintenance episode. That video where I'm going to be talking about the 2 new shows that I actually want to do, including that was a bit direct. And fuck, I'll just say it's going to be a show where where like people suggest weird animes, or not weird animes, but good animes, and I'll watch them. Not just animes, cartoon shows, TV shows, and I basically review them for a bit. If you guys think that's a good idea, just let me know. If not, I'll just go back to doing Calvin Talks of video games. I'll see you guys very soon.